The information that we just came across last night, I'm gonna try to break it down in a clean version. But what we just discovered, bro, it changes the shift of this battle in a way that I'll never expect that it would go. And it looks like it gets more darker and it gets more spooky the more that we look into the situation with the Mark Hotel, EbonyPrince, and now this person named Gloria. So we looked in the last video about the information about Gloria and what does she know? What was she a witness of? And how does she play a part in this Mark Hotel with EbonyPrince and Drake? Because we know that Drake was there for January 21st and 22nd for the Apollo. He was supposed to do a show at the Apollo. He had rescheduled and he was finally able to do the concert on the 21st and the 22nd. Now remember, Drake is staying at the Mark Hotel, and this is where it gets tricky because this is where EbonyPrince was able to obtain information from Drake, where Drake acted like he didn't know what he was talking about. Nobody, he didn't know who this person was. He had confirmed that through the leaked DMs that had recently gone viral. They showed him this, and he acted like he had no idea what it was because he had no idea that EbonyPrince had the drop on him. And now EbonyPrince is claiming that he has all this incriminating information. And this is how we get to this point where we start talking about Gloria. You see, EbonyPrince has not only collected items from Drake that he later sent to Kendrick Lamar for Meet the Grams, he ended up saving information later down the road for him to keep, in his words, to protect his future, because he's seen a lot of things occur at this hotel at the time that Drake decided to stay here. Now, one thing that I wanted to point out was going back to the paperwork that we had discussed, because when we had talked about this, we knew that something had happened because there was an injury report and Gloria happens to be the witness of whatever happened in said report. Now, in the injury report, it said that somebody had a leaking injury. You know, they were bleeding, but it looks like it goes deeper than that. When we had discovered this, EbonyPrince had also posted later on the time and the date. The time and the date is January 21st, 2023, which matches the same date that Drake was supposed to be staying at the Mark Hotel while he performed at the Apollo. But there was other things occurring behind the scenes besides Drake just performing at the Apollo. One thing that EbonyPrince wanted to point out about the situation was that there was something going down on this day, something very dark, something very spooky. And at the time, the only thing that I could pinpoint that occurred around this time on this day was when Christopher Alvarez, was waiting for Drake, waiting to meet Drake in the hotel lobby at the Mark Hotel, and as well as a federal agent that appeared on the same day, January 21st, 2023. It matches the day of the concert, as well as the paperwork and now the video footage showing the date, the time, and the year. So it looks like what he quoted here back in the day. He said, "I spy a United Federal States agent. Do you really think they're going to lie for you too?" And I didn't understand quite what he meant when he said, "Do you really think they're going to lie for you too?" Now with this new information that has taken place, and now that we could confirm that federal agents were there the same day that this Gloria appears in an incident report, it's come to my knowledge after finding all of these things out. It looks like EbonyPrince was able to reveal who this person was and why this video was so important, because he had shared all these things
was off. My microphone was off all this time. All this time. Oh, you guys never heard me. If there's technical difficulties and you don't hear me or things are not looking right or sounding right, I need you guys to please tell me, please. I can't believe this shit. Hang on, let me. I'm high key upset, but nothing I can fucking do about it. Anyway, let's go.
Things at different times. Now it makes perfect sense what he's trying to imply, because with the new information that he had released, he had showed an accident with a guest that occurred at the hotel. And as you could see here, it says Thunder Sage. It doesn't say that, it says something else, but just take off some words. It says Thunder Sage Guest. All right, Thunder Stage Guest. And then we have the injury type, which is a leaking injury.
Oh, that's what
and
they mean.
The other words blacked out, so we don't know what exactly they're leaking from. They've been injured. And I think this is already getting pretty dark because of them saying Thunder Stage Guest, and they're talking about an injury that occurred with them. You can see the age is blocked out right here. And then going down right here, there's a 214 number, which I believe is from Texas. And this is the most important and shocking part of it all, bro. Right here, it says that the incident narrative and statements of facts was documented, and it seems to be a whole paragraph cut off. But the one thing that they leave is asked armed officer Gloria. So it looks like the armed officer Gloria was this woman the whole time, this blonde lady. January 21st, 2023. Taking a look at the incident report before this, it looks like she could have been a witness at whatever was seen in the recent photo on that same day. So EbonyPrince, I'm assuming, is insinuating that this is Officer Gloria, and she was the one, the armed officer that was handling this situation. But was she handling it, or was she covering something up? Allegedly. Keep it alleged. But there's a reason why EbonyPrince had brought up the fact that she's on multiple incident reports. When we go back to what EbonyPrince was saying, he was always talking about how she was always on multiple reports. As you can see here, he says that P.S. this name appears in so many reports talking about Gloria and what does she know? Well, it looks like she knows a lot if she's in multiple reports. And it looks like she's caused a lot of problems at this hotel. And what EbonyPrince is implying with this.
This is low-key scary. Just to see what's going on, this is low-key scary. What is going on? Do you know when this first came out? We first found out about EbonyPrince 2K24, yeah? Like, I won't. It was all fun and games when you realized he was being cryptic and this, that, and the third. And most people, ironically, do you know what I mean? The person I reacted just before this, where you guys never heard a word I said, but that's fine. We won't post it. We'll just find a topic else and post it. But like I feel like you've got to almost feel like you almost got to feel you almost got to feel like I don't know what the word is for this particular situation. I don't want to say you got to be fully aware that there's something deep and sinister that has gone on that has made EbonyPrince 2K. Because someone was saying, "Oh, that he's a disgruntled employee." Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But if I don't know what's going on, I'll be real with you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you do something that is immoral and unethical and evil and vindictive, all that stuff there is going to come back to you one way or the other. Simple as that. There's no way that. Anyway, let's keep it moving because I paused for too long.
This post here, he says, everyone's worried about me, but no one, as usual, gave a second thought to the blonde on the security team, a retired former New York PD officer and current federal agent stood guard while many acts of idiocy took place. When he had posted this right after the beef, and he had talked about a blonde. He didn't share any information about a woman or anybody to describe who he was talking about at this time until eventually he decided to do so by later on posting a photo of a blonde lady walking in the front lobby of the Mark Hotel. This is January 21st, 2023, the same night where the incident would have gone down, where Gloria would have seen it. So if EbonyPrince is implying that this blonde is the federal agent named Gloria, and she's appearing in so many reports, is EbonyPrince implying that she's doing these reports and handling these situations to help out Drake, to help out Richard Fitzenwell? I'm only speculating here. We'll keep it alleged. But the way that EbonyPrince talks about this lady makes it seem like she was doing things that she wasn't supposed to, and he was aware of it. When you say that nobody paid attention to the blonde on the security team, but implying that she's a retired officer and a current federal agent who's keeping guard at a hotel, it just seems like she's placed there purposely to handle information in case something goes awry, just in case she has to respond to an accident or an incident that occurs. Whether that incident involves something where she has to go to the main lobby, or if it's an
And mind you, you see when we were watching the episode of when I was reacting to season 4, episode 4 of Raising Canaan's of Raising Canaan, yeah. What happened in that episode that even Mark Dark forgot to mention, but he mentioned towards the end? He mentioned that Kanan realized that Snaps and Pops will work, that the feds were there, the police were there. Now, the way they talked about it was as if they're working with the feds in terms of they're gaming. This part of the game, you got to pay them for information and all that stuff there, so keeps their business afloat. Cool. That's one thing. He didn't say it like that, but basically that's what it is, right? And then the other side is you never know, they could be investigating, and it is what it is. You just don't know. But let's just call it for what that situation is in terms of the first thing I mentioned. That could be the same thing that's happening with the Drake situation. Allegedly. Allegedly.
An incident where she has to go and handle a Thunder stage individual and whatever injury they had received at that time. So is EbonyPrince implying that Gloria was somebody that Kendrick was referring to sub Drake, to let him know, hey, I know what's going on. I know who Gloria is. I know that she's the blonde at the hotel, and I know what she knows.
See, look,
Is that what he's referencing? Is that what EbonyPrince notified Kendrick Lamar about? In recent past, he sent Anthony Saleh an email with the Meet the Grams items. Moving forward, I believe there was a photo of his email that he had sent out on Twitter showing that he had sent multiple images after the fact. So I'm wondering if he sent him more information in regards to this, or he sent him just more information that he's aware of. Either way, it doesn't look good for Drake. And now it seems that it's confirmed that this person, this Gloria person that Kendrick could have been talking about this whole time that we weren't aware of, could have been a federal agent, allegedly, that was looking out for Drake. Remember, we keep it alleged, y'all. But remember the conversation that EbonyPrince had talked about with this person he was sharing this information with. The screenshot under the incident report that EbonyPrince had shared. It's one of his subs saying, "What's crazy is that it's exactly who I thought she was. That's what the signs were pointing at. You tried to give them the opportunity to make it right. Now that boy is out here looking stressed, making people think he has answer because he's taking." And then the important part of the message, this right here, also his lawsuit with UMG shows how much he will try to change the narrative to appear to be the victim, while the whole time he's been the aggressor. That lined up with what's written on the incident report that Gloria responded to, and EbonyPrince talking about this blonde, which I'm assuming he's talking about Gloria. I feel like he's implying that she was trying to cover something up, or at least the person that wrote this is implying that Drake was up to no good, aggressing, and Gloria came to clean it all up. Gloria came, made sure to keep everything squeaky clean, and make sure that nobody ever found out about it. How come there's no police report? How come we're only looking at a hotel report? If there's federal agents there and she is a federal agent and a former New York PD officer, if that is true, how come there's no police report? How come there's only a hotel report? Whoever received the injury, we never heard from them again. It's just very strange. And like I said, all this matters because there's so many things that happen at this hotel. You have that situation that we're talking about now involving Gloria, and then we have this situation that EbonyPrince had talked about in the past. These are things that EbonyPrince also reported on that occurred at the Mark Hotel. And since we're talking about Thunder Stage guests, I thought it was important to note the people that are appearing through the back door as private guests. Because how are these Thunder Stage guests able to go through the hotel? How are they even able to if they're Thunder Stage? And not only that, it looks like EbonyPrince is doubling down even further by hinting towards another clue, going back to Anita Mac's Wintour and referring to Gloria, the beginning lyric of Gloria. It says here, Anita y tú, sentado. So it looks like it says sitting, Anita and you, which a lot of people think that he's talking about Anita Baker. Kendrick usually talks about Anita Baker, but it looks like it might be bigger than that because EbonyPrince is posting a picture with Drake's tour called Anita Mac's Wintour. And I was like, oh, I didn't see that the whole time. Anita McSween. Anita is a first name, which is also the name that was used in the beginning of Gloria in the lyrics. So now I'm questioning if EbonyPrince is referring to another person that's named Anita. We know that Drake has used Anita before with his whole Anita Mac's Wintour. We don't even know why he had canceled that tour so early, but it looks like EbonyPrince is trying to tell us something again. It looks like he's trying to imply that Anita is not Anita Baker. At least I'm assuming that that's what he's trying to imply. That it might have something to do with Drake and his tour and the girl emoji that he had shared for the tour. It's starting to look sketch with everything that I have in front of me. And it looks like EbonyPrince is letting us know that there's a lot of things that we overlooked. There's a lot of things that we hadn't paid attention to. And I think moving forward, this is going to start getting very, very tricky very fast. Now, I highly recommend anybody subscribe to EbonyPrince at this time. So now that we've come to find out who Gloria potentially might be, it looks like we now have to find out who Anita might be, Anita McSween. But taking all the information that we know now, we've confirmed that Gloria could potentially be a federal agent that was working at the Mark Hotel, who allegedly could have been, maybe, possibly, involved in situations where she could have been cleaning stuff up, cleaning situations, making them go away. Allegedly. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know what I'm talking about. But if that's the case, that could be the reason why Drake decided to stay at the Mark Hotel during his time in New York. So is Drake tapped in with the feds? Are the feds helping Drake? And who's Anita at this point moving forward? I think it's crazy how even though we just found out who Gloria is, EbonyPrince is telling us that's not the only thing. There's another piece of the puzzle that you guys are missing, and it looks like it has something to do with Anita. But we'll check out and see what's going on moving forward. I wanted
Get
to bring this
pieces to the
information now
puzzle.
and show you what we
If
found
something
out
has gone on
last
that is
night, kind of like in a
immoral,
faster,
unethical,
easier video to
criminal,
go over.
get all
Y'all tell me
those
how you feel
involved
about
locked
this
up
information
that
and get
are
back to me, man. Because
aggressors,
if you know what's going on and
get
what's
all
been
the
going on,
victims.
people
As
calling
simple as that.
the boy an aggressor, people saying all these things, federal agents covering stuff for Thunder Stage individuals that are appearing in incident reports. There's a lot of things going down, bro. It's starting to change. It's starting to look crazy. It's starting to look spooky, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. All in one take, man. But y'all tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Like, comment, subscribe,
Crazy,
and I'll see y'all in
spooky,
the next video,
scary,
man. Peace. Keep
hilarious.
it a legend.
Crazy, spooky, scary, hilarious. Yeah, me. New Kendrick coming soon. I was gonna react to that today, but I ain't got time for that right now. But yeah, this is definitely interesting. This is definitely interesting. It's scary, man. It's scary. What? Breaking news. Aaron Hall on the run from the feds. You know Aaron Hall as the R&B singer, Aaron Hall as in the one that's connected to Sean Combs, as in the one, if you've listened to those videos and seen and hear him talk about certain situations, it was only a matter of time. He's on the run. Can we take that serious? Is he really on the run? You can't outrun the feds, bruv. Tell me why you feds if you're criminal. If some weird going on or somebody's artist be here to police it. Oh yeah, again another Kendrick lyric. Kendrick lyric, Kendrick lyric. If true, if true, this it does make Gunna want to. If true, this ish does make Gunna want to look like a saint. Another Kendrick lyric. Anyway, forget all the cryptic messages. End of the day, all victims need justice. Simple as that. I feel like reacting to that snake thing again, man, because I was actually saying something, and it's so annoying. Like I might just have to when I edit it, I'll do a voiceover. Do you know what I mean? I do a voiceover. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Like thank God for the fact that I can edit. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's me done for today in terms of reaction. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, man. Let me know what your thoughts are as well, man, because it really is crazy, spooky, scary, hilarious, crazy, spooky, scary, hilarious. Get me? But I feel like we're acting to that Janet Jackson song again now that I know what the problem was. You know what I mean? I might have to. I might just have to, but maybe another time. We'll see. But anyway, yeah.